Hello everyone, I am Kim Ritberg. I am the founder of Video Bootcamp. I am a former TV producer. I worked at Netflix. I launched the first ever video unit for Us Weekly, but more importantly, I help coaches, consultants, and real estate agents grow their business through video. And I'm bringing in Sabina. Hold on, I'm trying to include Sabina in this live. Okay, great, I'm bringing Sabina in. On how to be confident on video, how to make video that actually moves your business. How do you bring in leads? How do you bring in clients? Once you're feeling good on camera and you are confident on camera, what are you making to really make
It's happening.
and what are you making to really have those leads and clients trust you, like you, know you, and hire you? So that is Video Bootcamp, and doors are open now. It is a small group coaching program. So if you're interested, message me ASAP. It always fills up. It always fills up. But I'm so excited to have Sabina here. We had a little bit of a miscommunication, but that's like live TV. Hi, Sabina. So Sabina is the founder of Press for Success. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I say it's going to be, I'm so glad. I was like, is Instagram blocking me? And it's so much good because what we do has so much synergy and connection. So really quickly, I'm a former high school teacher who left the Midwest and moved to New York City, ended up working in publicity where I focused on brands run by female founders, products, service providers, experts, authors, etc. And then one day I thought, wait, I could marry the education curriculum background I have with the PR agency work I do right now and teach people and empower them to get their own press. So that's what I do now. And I love it. But what I love is there's such an intersection of the need for solid video and how that directly impacts press. So I love when you and I are connecting because what we do just mirrors each other and you can't have one without the other. You really can't. You shouldn't.
Danielle, I love it. Danielle is listening. So basically, I was having some miscommunication with Sabina, so I was just talking about this by myself for like 10 minutes. The things that I wanted to cover with Sabina that I sort of covered a little bit first. I think it's super important. I'm a former TV producer. I worked in national TV news. I would put someone on TV that would really help their business. Sabina has been a publicist. She now coaches thousands of people around the country how to get press. I think it's really important that we tie it together and say, people come to me and they're like, I want to get X followers, but over here I want to get press, and then over here I want to get leads and clients. I think stepping back, it's important for people to remember, this is a holistic marketing plan. So your message on your social media, your message on your website, and your message when you talk in rooms should be the same when you're pitching the press. And also likewise, when you talk about social media content, it has to really be clearly messaged and you have to look super professional or someone's not going to put you on TV. So can you talk a little bit about what you should have available for press to make them know you and want to feature you?
Because you're right. And also, let's be real, even as humans, when you meet someone, like, when you go out and your friend has a new partner, or you meet someone at a party, or you find someone at a networking event, you go to their Instagram almost immediately. You're not like going to their website necessarily, and you're going to go there and try to figure out who they are. And the fastest way you can do that is via video, right? And so when it comes to press, especially if you are fantasizing about like 2025 is when I get on TV. And no matter what you want to say, like, TV is still where it's at, right? It's so validating. There's so much visibility, you can boost authority. So to get there, you need video. There's no way around it. You want to be on national TV, they need to see you perform on video, basically. You want to get to regional TV to show them you can handle being in a TV studio, they need to see you on camera, saying like as you are, not on camera being like, here's me dancing, on camera showing up as the brand or founder story or expert you need to be. Like, that's one of the first ways you do it. And I also want to tell you something really quickly. And this is a true story that happened to a private client of mine recently. She was pitching with us a big show and they turned her down initially. They're like, this story, just like, we love you, but the story's not it. But we had linked to her Instagram where she's consistently posting video. And so they went and cruised her videos because it's like addictive. You're a human. You're like, oh. And they're like, wait, we loved her tips on like how to say to someone, like, you're not performing well the right way, basically. And they're like, if she does that, we'll let her on the show. So again, like, your video allows people to see who you are, your expertise, your story, but as it comes alive. And that is going to sell you to the opportunities you're fantasizing about way more quickly than a flat email will.
And I love your point of, so I have my Video Bootcamp program, which is open now for applications.
Hmm.
And I
So
think
important.
it's so important. And I think what I really love to flag is people think having a photo up on their on their social is enough, but the truth is dancing to music or just having b-roll is not enough, because if you want to get press, if you want to be featured on
Hmm.
TV or even on podcasts, people have to hear your voice.
Yes.
They really do. When I was a TV producer, I would have to defend someone and say like, no, no, I think they're going to be great, but then they
100%.
better be great. And I think that
100%.
it's
We're
really
defending our
important.
clients all the time.
Yep.
One of my clients, anytime someone hits Good Morning America, if they are not a known regular personality, which most are not, but we have this magic power of getting them on GMA, we always have to roll with the video.
Yep.
And not just because it shows like she's not going to clamp up when the camera goes on, but because we can stage storytelling there. So when they go to their Instagram, all of a sudden they're getting chills, like, oh my gosh, that story about Nadine moved me. And then I saw her talking about something else. And all of a sudden you are in 30 to 60 to like what, 90-second clips, selling your business in a way that people want to see it. So it works hand in hand with publicity. That is how we say to someone, look at, she is going to move people, because you can see a little sample right here.
And I love what you're saying about that, because when you start improving your, I'm just going to call it communication skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're showing up on camera and you're talking to the camera, or even being interviewed by someone. It doesn't have to be talk to camera. It can just be interviewed by someone. When you're really clarifying your message, you're building up your confidence muscles, and you're able to put that on social media, that improves everything. It improves your chance to get press, because you're impressed with who you are, your energy, and your message. It improves your in-person networking. It improves your sales meetings. So I think that really the important part is like when you level up your video skills and your on-camera skills, everything rises.
It all
Your sales,
goes together. And you know what else I like? And this is true. And I'll tell you, like Kim has taught, has content within our community, because I believe in what you do so much that I was like, can you please do some standalone classes in the Press for Success group? Because it is so important. It's like this chance for people to get an impression of you and everything you do. And also like at Press for Success, we have a foundational belief that to grow a brand, it's not one thing alone. It's publicity, community, and content all working together. Like you cannot exist on one platform. You have to exist all over, like welcoming people into your vibe and your brand. And something else I will say is it is impossible for me to not watch somebody who clearly has decided to give a care about their video and not become a little bit addicted, right? Like it's like I heard someone say recently, like social media in 2025 is going to be like your own reality show that you are producing and taking people along, which means like getting better at video storytelling. And we all know that when you start watching those people who clearly like took Kim's boot camp or did something, and then all of a sudden they're like storytelling on their posts, doing better reels, sharing expert advice, even if it's not like the most like Oscar worthy performance, you're into it all of a sudden because you would rather see their video than anything else.
And I love the word you use, storytelling. I think, and I'd love for people to drop their questions and drop your thoughts. I sometimes think the word storytelling can feel a little overwhelming for someone who's not a marketer. So my clients are all coaches, consultants, founders, real estate agents. Sometimes I think storytelling feels overwhelming, but one thing I love teaching in Video Bootcamp is storytelling can be me giving you a prompt, you telling me a story, us whittling it down, and you saying it's your iPhone. So I think sometimes we think that like it has to be this Today Show worthy,
like this grandiose piece. And then also when you learn video the right way, like storytelling can be micro stories. Like what I was saying, we check the analytics of what stories work in our company as well on social, in newsletters, and now with like apps like BombBomb, you can bring your video into your newsletter and it just runs there. So there's a lot of places we storytell, but sometimes it's simply like, let me tell you about the fact that I hired my husband to work with me and we now work together. And there are some magical moments with that. And there are moments where I want to be like, I'm going to go outside and yell into the sky for a second. So all of that is like a micro moment of storytelling that creates connection and like, oh, she's like a real dude. So they don't have to be like this profound, let me tell you why I'm a PR expert. They just want to be like, wait, I like that gal. She works with her husband. I get her vibe. He's a media guy. She's a PR gal. It's making sense to me. That only comes out in storytelling. And would you rather read that or would you rather watch us tell that story?
Totally. I love that point that you raised, because I have a lot of clients, real estate agents, coaches, consultants, And I work with them to figure out what is that blend of the personal and the professional. Because if you'll even notice now,
Mm-hmm.
you have a professional post and you have a
Mm-hmm.
personal post. The personal post will get a lot of engagement. Some people are like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, but it was about my dog. Or like, oh, it was about you. Well, that's okay. Plenty of those people might be building a relationship with you and they can hire you or refer you or work with you
Yep.
or network with you. And so I think it's important to remember that when we say storytelling and all of your parts, whether you're a horseback rider or a parent or a dog lover or like whatever, right? Bringing some of that in is a part of the strategy. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't need to be like, listen, I'm not a health coach. I am not a real estate agent. I am not a business coach or a founder. But what I am is a professional award-winning marketer. And
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that I can't do other people's jobs, but I could do marketing like that. And so I think it's important to step back and really just kind of like, one thing I love in Video Bootcamp is we put pen to paper. What do
Yep.
you like to do? Who are you as a person? Because that's what brings people
Yes.
in, especially in these service industries. If you're a coach, a founder, an agent, people hire
Yep.
you because they like you on top
Yes.
of being credible. And I like to say it's the two C's: connection and credibility. So the credibility, if that's not there,
Mm-hmm.
forget it. Both for press, if you're
Mm-hmm.
not credible, no one's going to put you on TV. If you're not credible, no one's going to hire you as their
Mm-hmm.
coach or as their agent.
Mm-hmm.
But the second part is that
Yes.
connection. If all you are is credible, but people don't feel connected to you and maybe they don't like you, maybe they don't like trust you. Well, that's the credibility piece. But maybe
Yeah.
they don't feel that one-to-one connection.
But you have to,
Again,
like, you have to feel that thing that doesn't happen like a flat photo
yep.
or a post. I also feel like it's like social media can be like, I can say I mean, really these days, I could say I'm anything or anyone, and that is it. But when you actually like watch somebody's stories and get to know them and you show them how you began and why you began, or like little micro pieces of your story, even things like about a dog. It's funny. As a lot of people know, I have a dog, and he has become like part of my brand. Accident, not by choice. Like it wasn't a thought out plan, but his name is George Michael. He's everywhere I go, and so even that part becomes a little bit a part of me. And there he is when I'm teaching, and we talk about things, and so it lets people know a little bit about me. Who's this chick who named her dog George Michael? Why? What he is? Well, right? It's a little bit about me, and so you can decide those things, but it all works together. Like the way you market, publicity, social media, newsletter, they don't live in separate islands and never work. It's all these different ways you just share who you are. Like storytelling is me telling you about myself in a way that's not going to bore you. And if you can do that in video, we all know there's no other way to be. It's like, why would we go back in time to not see you and hear you? I want to connect with you the most I can without being next to you. And again, to take it to PR, I'm a reporter. I'm a journalist. I'm a freelancer. I'm a business insider reporter. I'm a whatever. I'm watching you on social media. I'm getting ideas. I'm thinking of things like it's a different world. If you're consistently pitching somebody and then they discover you on social media because you are doing your job and you're like relationship building on social media. So I'm a reporter. I'm seeing you in my inbox. Then you come over and bond with me on social media and I see your social. I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman's amazing. I love her content. I love her vibe. I love her sense of humor. I love her delivery. Like, why would I not want to do something with her? She is showing me her stuff. And I wanted to, if you have a second, I wanted to also, before we forget, point out that video isn't just to lure them in, right? Video, when used strategically in the press, once you book, can change the power of your story. And let's go to TV for a second. When you book your founder story or your first set of expert tips because you are part of Press for Success, but you also did Video Bootcamp, so you know video. Then when they're like, oh my gosh, okay, your segment's in 2 weeks, you can say, let me send you B-roll. Let me send you all this footage that I can then give you to use in the TV segment to elevate it, to make sure they're not using like stock video or old video, but instead when you're being interviewed, they're showing you in your office. They're showing you do cool stuff. You've shot different angles of yourself doing stuff. And that just like strategically changes your interview. So that too.
100%. And we have 4 minutes left. So I loved your point and I
Mhm.
wanted to wrap it up with a couple of things. So I want to give 2 real examples of this idea of connecting with people through video. So I have an agent, Jessica, and we talked about making her more comfortable on camera, but also figuring out how much of her life to show.
Yeah.
She's a mom of 2 little kids. And I was like, yeah, start showing that. It's a connection piece, right?
Yeah.
She has sold $5 million in home sales this year.
Oh my gosh.
Which
Oh
is
my gosh.
bananas.
Wow.
And then I also have a life coach named Gail. And once we started bringing her in, really talking to camera, she is such a warm and empathetic person. Talking to the camera, showing her dogs that she adopts these dogs who like, you know, have been in shelters, and she's such a giving person.
Yes.
Really bringing her in that 3D 360 way. So to your point, that's connecting with potential clients, speaking
Hmm.
gigs. But again, all of that
Hmm.
footage can be used also for press as B-roll, showing you as a person. Like I got featured on Pix 11 a few last year and the year before. I show my kids some of our B-roll is me working, and some of my B-roll is me as a mom. So that helps people connect
Yes.
as a person.
Yes.
And just like in your sales meetings, you're not, or like sales emails, you're not going to be like, "Hey, ready to hire me? Hey, ready to hire me?" You might be like, "Hey, how was your vacation to Hawaii?"
Hmm.
It's that.
I chose my current accountant because I saw her vibe on social and I'm like, that's the one I want to have a meeting with. That's the person. And just one really quickie to your point. As some of you who follow me know, I left my car door open in a blizzard the other day because entrepreneur brain. And I ended up telling the story on social media on video because it's much better on video when you do something that insane and have a video of it. And it got more engagement than anything I posted in ages. But not just that, I turned it into a story about when an entrepreneur gets an idea, and I was in my notepad and I was totally immersed in my own creativity. And then the next day, the snowplow came to our house and was like, "Are you kidding me?" But my point is, they wanted that. They wanted to see a little bit of me that they could relate to, because what entrepreneur hasn't gotten distracted? So give yourself permission to play with video. We are not making like a serious Oscar piece. You're on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, give yourself the freedom to be yourself and give yourself someone like Kim to show you how to do it. Otherwise, you're missing out. You're missing out.
I love that so much, Sabina. And before we wrap up, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you a little wrap up of video and PR. We should be filming B-roll footage of you
Yes.
working. We should be talking to the
Yes.
camera. People need to hear your voice. And overall, you should just be really thinking about your brand, who you, not your brand, but like your brand, who you are, what you want to talk about, both the expert side of you and the personal side of you. And that's going to level up everything in your business, both clients, leads, marketing, PR. And so that is, I think, what we were saying today. And so
Amen.
before we wrap up, I want to say I'm Kim Rittberg. Video Bootcamp is my signature coaching program. Doors are open right now. Spots are limited. I keep it really, really small. You get confident on camera. We get on camera together. We make videos together. We brainstorm together, write scripts together. I teach you everything I've learned from 20 years in media. And it's really fun. So that's Video Bootcamp. Message me, drop me a follow on Instagram. And this is Sabina, founder of Press for Success, the PR fairy godmother.
Yes, and I'm like, three cheers to what Kim's doing again. I bring her content into what we do because I believe in it so much. I think video will change your life in so many different ways. And so I look forward to hearing what's going on in there. And of course, find me in Press for Success if you want to talk PR. But really know that you got to have both of these skills as someone who needs to control how you make money and take up space in 2025. Like, those are skills you got to have.
I love it, Sabina. It's always amazing talking to you. And everybody,
Yay!
make sure to give her a follow. Give me a follow. We love dropping tips, and we all have, you know, you can sign up for Press for Success. I have free video tips download. Just drop us a note and say hello.
Yeah, and glad we found each other. Bye, everyone.